Hey guys, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I know I did. If you haven't already, you can give me my Christmas present a little late by subscribing and hitting that notification bell, and add a little bow on it by liking and commenting. I've had a request to cover some of the classic tragedies that were adapted by Disney and converted into comedies with happy endings and catchy songs. And this week it's The Little Mermaid. This story is almost 200 years old, and it's such a huge part of Denmark's history that there's a statue of this Little Mermaid in the capital city of Copenhagen. I saw it in person myself. Anyway, in 1989, Disney did what it does best and turned this dark and sad story into a funny story for the kiddies with a happy ending. If you're not already familiar with this movie, then you're probably not watching this video either because you live under a rock. Anyway, the classic story just has the characters, the Little Mermaid's motivation to test drive human life, her marble statue of the prince, and the sea witch's creepy garden of worms in common. As far as the differences go, buckle up. Okay, first, in the book, none of the characters have names. They are the Little Mermaid, her sisters, the Sea King, the Sea Witch, and the Prince. Second, every sea person is an amateur anthropologist. Going to the surface and exploring shipwrecks is not forbidden. It's perfectly fine once a sea folk reaches adulthood, which they consider to be 15. Third, the Sea Witch is not a terrible villain. There aren't really any villains in this story. She's just a witch in the sea. Fourth, the Little Mermaid doesn't pal around with any talking animals. Fifth, the Little Mermaid has an additional reason to want to be human, to have an immortal soul. In the book, sea folk have a 300-year life expectancy, then they're sea foam. Humans have immortal souls and get to reincarnate. And now for the blood and pain. When the Little Mermaid makes her deal with the Sea Witch, the witch lays all the cards on the table. She's going to cut out her tongue in exchange for making her human. And every step she takes will be extremely painful, like stepping on Legos. And if the prince doesn't marry her, she'll turn into sea foam. Obviously, she still takes the deal. And when she's on land, the prince likes her in a way a person likes a pet. He calls her his little foundling. He has her sleeping on a cushion right outside his bedroom door. And he already plans to marry this other princess who was standing over him as he woke up on the beach after his shipwreck, because she's the one he credits with saving his life. Somehow, this information makes its way into the ocean, and on the prince's wedding day, all of the Little Mermaid's sisters come to the surface with much shorter hair and an enchanted knife. In exchange for their hair, the Sea Witch enchanted a knife for the Little Mermaid to kill the prince and get back to her old life in the sea. She can't do it. So she jumps back into the water and dissolves into sea foam. If that is not a sad story of taking such a huge gamble on something you believe in so much, only to find it was all for naught, I don't know what is. And that is all for the book and movie of The Little Mermaid, but there is one thing I would like to address. The rumor about the wedding officiant being tumescent. That's a kneecap, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Next week, we'll be exploring the disturbing book Iceberg that I recently found on Reddit. See you then.